Yes. Now we are going to learn the last topic of potentiometer, that is application 2. What is application 2? Till now we have learnt application 1. What was application 1? To find the EMF of the cell. Okay. And now the application 2 is calculation of internal resistance of that cell, of this cell, EMF of this cell, that is R. Usually we represent it at small r using potentiometer, right? So what are we going to say? Suppose it is 80 volts. Okay, it is 2 ohm and it is 8 ohm. Okay, this resistance is 8 ohm, right? It is a 10-meter wire as usual. Okay, now this is a circuit and we have connected negative terminal to negative terminal. Connection is okay, and this is a internal resistance. And in this question we are actually interested in this thing, the calculation of this thing, right? Suppose we know E1. Okay, now we want to calculate R1. Okay, so we will connect a resistance box in parallel to this branch, right? This cell, actually this E1, this R1 is inside this E1, but to represent this in the circuit diagram we represent external to that, right? We can very well understand by the thing that it is internal resistance, the resistance which is internal to the cell. Okay, but despite that we show it outward the battery to represent it and to calculate mathematically what's going on, right? So we have inserted a resistance box. The value of resistance box is known always, right? Resistance box we know, right? So now same procedure. what but we what we now have to calculate this R, right? Suppose this galvanometer is connected to this, and here it is showing null deflection, right? Suppose it is L1 length, right? So by now we have learnt and we have understood that since this is 0, this should also be 0, since there is no voltage drop and there is no current in the circuit, as galvanometer is showing null deflection, right? Correct. Now what we will do, if this is 0, so what will it be? What will be this point? This is also 0. What will be this point? We will have to calculate the current for that, right? To calculate the current for that we will need what? The resistance values. What are the resistance values? Current over here, current is 2 ohm plus 8 ohm. When we can ignore this circuit, since whenever on calculation we can ignore two circuits because they are not directly linked to each other, right? They will not pose any change to each other, right? So forget about this. Total resistance is 10, overall voltage is 80, so it will be 80 by 10. Okay, remember the trick. Okay, it will be 80 by 10, right? So now what it will be? 8 amps. Okay, suppose it is 80, it is 2, 8 amps is going on, right? What will be the voltage over here? 8 into 2 plus 16 volt drop is over there, right? So 80 minus 16 will be 64, I think. 64 plus 6, 70, and 10, 80, right? It is 64 volts, right? Now E1 is known. Suppose E1 is 20 volts, suppose. Okay, so if it is so, okay, then what we can say, that 8 ampere current is flowing. This is 64 volt. What is the voltage gradient? What is the voltage gradient? V by L we can find now. V is voltage across the wire. Okay, 64 minus 0 is 64, and what is the total length? It is 10. That will voltage gradient will be 6.4, right? We want to calculate this length L1. We know E1. Okay, now look, since these two circuits are separated, what will be the current over here? What will be the current over here? Since this is a known value, we can take this as, suppose anything you can take, suppose this, take it as 5 ohm, right? So what will be the current over here? Since here it will not go any current, but if we only look on this one, what will be the current in this circuit? It will be I1 will be E1 by RB plus R1, right? RB is the resistance blocks, this is the R1, this is the known voltage, right here. So it will be 20 by RB is 5 plus R1, right? Am I right? E1, we are calculating E1 by total resistance R1 plus RB, R1 plus RB, that will be the current over here. If this is the current, what will the value of current actually? 20 E1 by total resistance R1 plus RB. RB we know, it is a known resistance. What is RB? We have assumed it is 5, right? So it is I, right? So now when we connect this galvanometer, okay, when we connect this galvanometer, there should be some voltage over here, right? Now since we are considering this, and this voltage should be same as this voltage, okay, so what will it be? What will be the voltage over here? It will be E1 or E1 minus I1 R1. This may be I1, you can say, yeah. So it will be E1 or E1 minus R1, I1 R1. I1 R1 will be the voltage drop, and it will be here, right? So we are actually calculating this value right here by using this. So it will be E1 minus I1 R1, right? It will not be. So here what will be? 20 minus I1. What is I1? This is I1, right? So I1 is 20 by 5 plus R1 into what is R1? I1 is this, and R1 is here. It is E1 minus I1 R1, right? Here E1 minus I1 R1, right? Now we have to balance over here, right? So for balancing, what we can do? So for balancing, we can see that since it is 64 by voltage gradient V by L into L1 equals to E. This was there, okay, and in this case this E is 20 minus 20 by 5 plus R1 into R1 into R1 or not? Into R1 or RB? Just think, am I writing correct? It will be obviously RB. Why it will be RB? Suddenly you say sir something, I have previously told that when I have completed explaining something, I will start confusing you so that you can learn more, right? It will be RB. Why? What is this? It is a voltage value. What is this? Voltage drop. Actually it is voltage drop. It was there, E1 was 20, and this is the drop in this resistance. How we calculated the voltage value? In series. Remember, in series, actually what is the Ohm's law? V equal to IR. So V is directly proportional to I and V is directly proportional to R. But since in series, when we are excluding this circuit, in series the current was same. V was directly proportional to R. Okay. So now you say it should be R1 or RB.